Yo friends, Facebook friends. I'm talking about Instagram on Facebook today. Go figure. Let me adjust this light real quick. It's super bright. Okay, I think that's better. Much better. Hi, it's late. It's been a crazy day. Had a full day at work. So if anyone tells you that you can't grow a business and have a full-time job, they are lying to you and making excuses, because it's totally possible. But I'm really excited because if you guys know me at all, you know I am Instagram obsessed. I love it, I love it, I love it. So many people, this is the #1 thing that I get. Hey, hi Steve, Adriana, Melissa, so glad you guys are jumping on. If you at all are interested in Instagram, then this is the place to be tonight. I want to share some secrets. So how many of you guys are in this situation? You see people talking about building their business on Instagram. You see people having success. You see that their Instagram numbers are blowing up. They're actually gaining followers. And you're like, what am I doing wrong? Why can I not get followers? My number goes up 10 and then it goes down 15 and I'm not making any sales and I'm spending a whole lot of time on it and I'm super frustrated, but everyone says it's possible, so I'm gonna do it. And you're like, yes, I got a couple likes, but none of that is translating into sales or teammates or leads or direct messages or anything like that that are of any value. How many of you guys are in that situation? I want to know, because I hear this from so many people. This is the #1 thing that people ask me for, is Instagram advice. And so I want to share what I share with all of them with you guys. How does that sound? I hope that sounds okay. So I want to dispel some myths, and then I'm going to tell you what you are probably doing wrong. I'm not a psychic, but I see it all over the place. And by the way, I actually charge almost $350 to do an Instagram audit. So I definitely recommend that you pay attention if you at all want to grow your Instagram, because 9 times out of 10 on an Instagram audit, I will tell them these 3 things first. So here you go. You guys ready? Okay. So let's set the stage. I want to give you kind of some rules for engagement. Instagram is not Facebook. I know that's a shocker, right? There are different habits. There are different things that go into Instagram, and one post on Facebook, if you just cross post that on Instagram, will not be the same. So this isn't even the 3 reasons. I'm just kind of setting the stage here. Extra value, right? So a lot of people think so we've seen the Facebook 10-year challenge, right? Where people are like, oh, this is my Facebook profile 10 years ago. Well, guess what? People have been on Facebook for 10 years. And for some reason, people think that they can start an Instagram account and like crush it tomorrow and get sales and leads and all sorts of stuff. Guess what? There's a little bit of a learning curve, and I'm here tonight to share with you how to get over that learning curve. Eugene, you're so sweet. P.S. Eugene, you motivated me tonight, so thank you. I appreciate it. I really, really love you, and I needed that tonight. It's always good to have friends who give you some love and motivation. It was just a long day, and I wasn't like feeling super energetic about this video, to be completely honest, but here I am, and now that I'm on here, I'm pumped. Hi, Jody. So I want to share with you why things don't translate, and then I'm going to give you some actionable tips, okay? So #1, the reason why things don't translate from Facebook to Instagram is that #1, your users are different. So the people that are watching your Facebook feed are different than the people that are looking at your Instagram feed. Generally, there are always exceptions, but generally, the people who are on Instagram are a little bit more youthful, energetic, trendy, maybe earlier adopters of tech. I mean, Instagram's been around for a while now, right? But you notice, like, your grandmother probably isn't on Instagram as where she's blowing up your Facebook feed and sending you direct messages or PMs all day long, right? You know what I'm talking about. So it's just a little bit different demographic. People also consume content in Instagram differently. Stories are really, really important on Instagram, although we are seeing them on Facebook, and maybe I'll do a video about that here pretty soon, because Facebook stories are on the rise. But stories are on Instagram, and that's where it's been for a long time. The feed is still important though, because people will judge whether they want to follow you or not based on your feed. Okay, so that's setting the stage. Your feed is everything in terms of portraying who you are. Have you ever heard that, and this is absolutely true, I don't know if it's like scientific or not, but it's absolutely a true sentiment that people will decide whether or not they want to follow you on Instagram in less than 2 seconds. I know you guys know that's true because I know that you have done it, right? You instantly look at somebody's feed and you make a judgment about who they are and what they're all about, and you go, do I want to follow this person? Do I want these photos in my feed, or do I not? Or there are some exceptions where you go to Instagram and you follow someone because you already know them, and that's a different story. But generally, if you happen upon someone on Instagram, you make a very quick decision. So I'm gonna share with you what goes into that decision and why you're not getting the results that you want. Okay, are you guys ready? So number one, this should not be a shocker, but your photos aren't that great. I'm not saying all of you, but if you aren't getting the results that you want on Instagram, you need to take a look at your photos. That is the number one reason why people are not following you, okay? Your photos are not that great. Now, do you need a DSLR or some fancy camera for Instagram? Absolutely not at all. 90% of the photos that are on my Instagram feed are from my iPhone. But what you do need is you need to know how to take quality pictures. So in other words, simple stuff, simple basic stuff. It's in focus. There's a good composition to it. It's not just like a random picture of the plate of food that you had last night. Nobody cares about that, by the way. So don't post food, right? It's just not worth it. But your pictures have to be well composed. They have to be in focus. And here is the number one thing that it's like my pet peeve on pictures. Nobody edits their photos in terms of color. So edit the color on your photos. You know, when you take a photo of like any photo indoors, it's got that yellow tinge to it. Edit that out. Bring the warmth down. So cool the tones down. More blue, less yellow. And you want to get those tones to be normal looking, okay? So just spend some time. I'm not going to be able to give you a whole photo editing class here on Facebook tonight, but spend some time looking at your photos and comparing them to the people that you follow. I guarantee you that you follow Instagram influencers or even just accounts that you like. So maybe you take some screenshots in your phone of the people that you follow, that you enjoy their pictures, and compare. What is it about their photos that you like? Is it that they have a certain filter? Is it that they're taken from a certain angle? Is it that they're just high quality photos? Is it that they show emotion in their photos, right? That brings me to tip number 2. This is, besides editing and quality of photos, this is the thing that I guarantee you, if you just implement this tip, your engagement will go up, okay? I promise you this. Are you guys ready? You need to flood your feed with photos of you. You need to flood your feed with photos of you. So here's what most people don't understand about Instagram when they're first starting out. Instagram is your page. People come to connect with you. So in those 2 seconds that they're deciding whether or not to follow you, they are making a quick decision about who you are, what you look like, what vibe they're getting from you. Do they enjoy your photos? And can they get your energy from your photos? Are your photos like half cropped, like some Snapchat selfie where you like have sunglasses in the frame covering your face and they can't really see you, which is like 9 times out of 10 why people aren't getting engagement, because they're overly filtered or they're overly, they're just like terrible photos of themselves. You need to present who you are, and you are an amazing person and you have energy and a smile, and people love that about you in real life. But a lot of you, that's not translating onto Instagram. And so the more photos of you, the better. Now, if you have mastered the art of the selfie and your feed is full of selfies, number 1, take more. Always take more. Always take more. You can always post more photos of yourself. Number 2, start to get into maybe some tripod work, or get somebody in your house to take some photos of you with your iPhone, right? It doesn't cost anything. You don't need to go hire a professional photographer. Although if you want to do that, that's fine too. But I would say aim to have a photo session, like do a photo session in your house, or find a cute building downtown somewhere, or a white wall somewhere, or some sort of like I've got some cool wallpaper here in the background. I don't know, put on 3 or 4 cute outfits, or like some different looks, or do your hair a different way, and spend an hour once a month, twice a month, taking a bunch of photos, and then you can use those for content. But you need to show your face. You need to show your face, because here's what I think when I go to a page, a feed where you don't have your face showing. I think A, you're not confident. B, I don't know who you are. C, I can't really understand like your energy and kind of what you're about. And so I pretty much don't follow people for that reason. So if your face isn't all over your feed, then that is absolutely another reason why you're not getting Instagram followers, okay? And followers are not really, I should say, the reason why you aren't successful on Instagram, because it's not all about followers. So let's throw in a bonus tip since I opened my big fat mouth about followers. Follower count doesn't mean anything. I know people who make 6 figures a year off of Instagram with 1,000 followers. I do. I know them. I can tell you their names. They are making 6 figures a year through Instagram, only marketing on Instagram with less than 1,000 followers. It's totally doable. So the more followers is not necessarily like what you're aiming for. What you are aiming for, which brings me to my last tip, is legitimate relationships. Legitimate relationships. So for a second, imagine if you never posted on Facebook. If you are just a scroller, which is cool, I'm not hating on you, right? Not a big problem at all. But imagine if you never posted on Facebook, you never commented on anything on Facebook, you never direct message or private message anyone on Facebook, but you were like, I don't understand why people don't friend me, and I don't understand why people don't love my Facebook feed. That doesn't make sense, right? Doesn't make sense. You gotta show up. It's the same thing with Instagram. So you have to spend more time engaging other people than you do posting on your feed. I'm gonna say that again because most of you won't hear me. You have to spend more time, a decent amount of time, engaging with other people in an authentic manner, actually forming relationships, actually commenting. I'm not talking about like forming, best friends, right? But I'm saying like get to know some people, have some conversations, comment with a thoughtful comment that's more than like cool or a thumbs up emoji or a like. Actually show what you're all about. Communicate. When people ask questions, respond back, right? Respond with a very thoughtful comment. Because what's gonna happen? When you respond back with a thoughtful comment, guess what they're gonna do? The person who posted that question is gonna go check out your feed, and then they're gonna make a determination on whether or not they wanna follow you, right? Direct message people in their stories, respond to people, send love, support them. If you are not spending more time engaging with others on your Instagram, then you cannot expect people to be attracted to you and to want to engage with you. I know that sounds obvious when I say that, but I'm telling you guys, I charge good money for Instagram social media audits. And these are the tips that I'm telling people, so you're welcome. You just got them all for free. The problem is, fear cripples people. Fear cripples people. So if you were like, I don't look good in my selfies, or I don't know how to take a selfie, or I don't know how to edit my photos or whatever, stop making excuses. Just figure it out. Nobody taught me any of this. And trust me, I am like, Eugene is joking that I'm the Instagram queen. I've just worked at it. I've just worked at it really hard. And I've been on the platform for 4.5 years. I've tried 4 different accounts. Like, I wanted to figure out what actually works. I'm now at the point, trust me, it doesn't take 4 years. That's not the point of me telling you this. What I'm saying is that I've tried it all. And I'm telling you that you engaging, spending time commenting and reacting and actually forming relationships with people, that's where Instagram gets good. So spend some time. So this is what that looks like. You get on Instagram maybe in the morning, and maybe you spend 10 minutes reacting to people's posts and commenting and doing some stories throughout the day, right? Then at some point, I typically post in the either early evening or mid-evening. Tonight it's gonna be at like 10 o'clock after I get off this video. But whatever, it doesn't matter. So I'm gonna post, and then I'm gonna take about 10-15 minutes, and I'm gonna go to my favorite people, and I am going to go engage with them. I'm gonna respond to their stuff. I'm gonna actually spend some time like saying, because everyone's asking questions on Instagram and they're looking for conversations and stuff, but most people aren't really responding. How many of you guys have seen that, right? Or how many of you have asked a question on Instagram and nobody's responded back? That sucks. But the people who respond back to you, you're like, oh, that's so cool, they actually did, right? Absolutely. And trust me, people are watching. People are watching you. You have no idea who is watching you. I mean, you can see in your stories, right? But people are seeing your feed, they're seeing what you post, and they're gonna get an idea of what you're all about. So I would say that, just to recap the 3 tips that I gave you, although I gave you a whole bunch of tips in between that, you need to make sure that you work on good quality photos. They can be with an iPhone or whatever your phone is, your Samsung or whatever, right? But your phone photos are fine, absolutely fine. What you need to do though is you need to make sure that you have a clear picture, there's good composition, the color is edited, all that kind of stuff, right? Oh, thank you, Eugene, you're so awesome. So you need to make sure that you spend some time taking some good photos. Number 2, put your pretty mug all over your your Instagram feed. I'm getting all confused. I'm on Facebook teaching about Instagram. Put your beautiful face all over Instagram. I don't care if you are scared or not. Do it anyway. You will get over it. The art of the selfie is key to Instagram. It is key to Instagram. I listened to a podcast by like a serious, legitimate Instagram queen, Jenna Kutcher, and she noticed, she's a professional photographer, so all of her photos were beautiful, and she was posting beautiful sunset photos and kind of once every 3rd photo putting her face on. She tried an experiment and she converted her account to every single photo being of her, and her engagement went up by 300%. Trust me, if it works for her, it'll work for you. Every single photo, or at least every other photo, should be of you, because I actually am not at every single photo, but I'm getting there. So make sure that your face is all over your feed. Number 3, make sure that you are spending time, budget time in your day. It can be 10 minutes in the morning and 10 minutes in the afternoon to actually reach out and talk to people on Instagram. Act like a human, right? And here's the thing, don't get caught. I could teach on this all day, guys. I love it. You guys are loving this content and you're getting all the tips, right? So don't get caught up in followers. Don't get caught up in the stupid people who direct message you dumb stuff. Just block them. Block party. Block all the dumbness. Ladies, block all the men who are direct messaging you hello. Do not even engage in that, because they are bots, or they're creepers, or they're not worth your time. They are never going to be a customer or a teammate of you. So don't ever even engage in that, right? Block them. Men, if you're getting the same thing, if you're getting nudie pics from women, which I know you get, block them. Don't worry about that, right? Yep, block party. So don't waste your time. Don't let all of the nonsense distract you from actually getting engaged with people and talking with people and asking them questions. And what do you do? Here's another bonus tip. I'm on fire tonight. Don't have an automated message. I will tell you that every time I get some random automated message that's like, "Hi, I'm Soraya. Thank you so much for the follow. I have a freebie for you. Download it here." Guess what I do? Block party. I don't want your automated message. I don't care. Don't ask me some dumb fake question in my direct message, because I know it's automated. And I don't really have a thing against automation in and of itself. What I have a problem with is just the lameness of it, right? If that's your lame marketing, I don't want to be in business with you. I really don't. So if you really have to do some automated message, first, I would try to talk you out of it. But second, I would just say something like, "Thank you for the follow." And even then, I don't do that. I don't know. I don't like it. Maybe some of you guys have had success with it. I do not like it at all. I think it's dumb. I would recommend not doing it, because I automatically think that you aren't present on your platform. What would mean more to me is if I direct message you and I say, "Hey Eugene, I came across your Instagram feed. It looks like we have some things in common. I just wanted to say hi and introduce myself. I'm Soraya." That's it, right? It doesn't have to be crazy. You don't need some super, "I help people do this and that," some tagline or any of that nonsense. Just be a human, right? If you walked up to someone in a grocery store, what would you say to them? You should probably direct message them the same thing on Instagram. Be a human. That's my best tip. When people come with you "Hey, send me," I got someone the other day that told me to direct message them 3 things I'm grateful for. What? I would never come up to you in a grocery store and be like, "Hi, Curran, can you tell me 3 things you're grateful for right now? You don't know me, but I would really like to hear it." What a freaking weird thing, right? So strange. So just be human. I'm sorry, I'm on a rant right now because it's so freaking funny. I don't know why people lose their mind. They think that there's some special trick to Instagram. No, post beautiful pictures, post your face, and talk with human beings. It's kind of like just living life in the real world, right? It's so It's just so easy, right? So, okay, now some of you guys are gonna be like, but I don't understand how this converts. Like, I don't understand how this works. Don't stress about it. Just have conversations with people. Naturally, people will ask about your business. Eugene, Soraya on the rocks, I love it. Shout out Linda. Sorry, inside jokes here. And now of course I lost my train of thought because I'm laughing about that. Oh yeah, so make sure that you are just messaging people and building that relationship, and over time people will ask you about stuff. Maybe I'll do another training on what should go in your Instagram bio, but play around with your Instagram bio. Tell interesting things that would be of value to the other person. I would also challenge you that the way that I learn is I go find influencers that I respect and I see what they're doing and I test it out. So I would just recommend that you do that. Find some really cool influencers that you are interested in and that you follow and you love and you trust, and see what they're doing. Now, what I don't recommend, this is gonna be controversial. If you're in network marketing, look outside your company, right? I'm sure there are amazing Instagram people in your company, but what's gonna happen is when you look at that, you're coming to that with emotion, right? You're coming to that with a buy-in of your product already. So I would challenge you to look and be inspired from people outside of your company, outside of your niche, outside of whatever it is that you do, because you're not bringing that emotional buy-in to the product and the leader, and you can think objectively about what their feed looks like, okay? So screenshots, take screenshots of everything that you like, put them in a file in your phone. That's what I do, and then I go back for inspiration and just to look and see, to make sure that my feed's on track. Okay guys, I might have time. It is late, and I did not plan on going this long, but if you guys have a couple quick questions, I will answer them. If you have any, drop them below. I'll hang out for a quick second. I'll maybe have time to answer one or two questions. You're so sweet. I love talking about Instagram because it's really, really interesting to me, and I think it's fun. Personally, I think that Instagram is extremely beneficial because you can form quick relationships with people that are not in your circle from all different countries. Facebook is great. I love Facebook. I am not knocking Facebook, but it's harder to network outside of your existing circle. I mean, you can do it, but if like someone friend requests you who's some super random person from who knows where, most people are not very open to that. I think that Instagram, it is very common, like obviously the whole point is to follow people that you don't know. So it's not strange for you to reach out to a stranger on Instagram. Really like to learn how to dominate Instagram. Michelle, you've got this. Like, don't overthink it. I don't know where you are, what your journey is right now, but keep working at it. It takes daily work, just like Facebook does. Do you need a color scheme for Instagram? No, not at all. Some people, I would say you need continuity, right? So screenshot some of the accounts that you follow, Dee, that you enjoy looking at, and notice, is there a theme? You could have a color scheme. You absolutely could. I find sometimes that that's a little restrictive. So if you find, you've got to like color coordinate outfits or make sure that you're always in the same color place, and I just think that's a lot of pressure. So I personally wouldn't do that. But their continuity just means that maybe your photos have a theme, or that you have a similar style in taking your photos. Or again, maybe you have a similar filter or something that you might use. So just take a look at the people that you follow that you enjoy Instagram content from, and see what they are doing, and see if there's something that that you could emulate. Definitely not copy, right? You want to be your own person, but see if there are things that you can take inspiration from. How do you know to take Facebook videos and do you know how to take Facebook videos and transfer to Instagram? I've never done that. I don't know if there's a way. I'm sure there's probably a way. I'm sure you could Google that. Yeah, I don't know. Good question. Okay, guys, what else? I'll do one more. I've never done that though, Michelle. I'm not saying Instagram Live is not valuable. It definitely is valuable. I just haven't put a lot of personal effort into it. And that's partly because of my limited time. So I don't choose to invest my time there. So great question, Michelle. Yeah, so I have not personally used Instagram TV. I know a lot of people use it and they're getting results from it. I have not used it yet, but again, that's because I have a very strict daily method of operation on what I do with my social media because I have a full-time job and I have very limited time. And so I don't choose to invest my time there. Not saying it couldn't work, anything could work. What I would do is make sure that you guys have a daily method of operation where you are consistent on social media. So let me give an example. If you are a Facebook person and you market heavily on Facebook, you should have a daily method of operation that makes sure that you prioritize Facebook. Then post stories on Instagram. That would be priority number 1. Then post on your feed, number 2. Then do Instagram TV if you still have time, in that order of priority, okay? So I'll say that one more time. If you are comfortable and you are getting leads and you are growing your business on Facebook, do not take time away from that to go learn another platform. Now, if it's the opposite and you grow your business on Instagram, then you're probably already rocking and that's not a big deal and I don't need to tell you this. But if your main platform is Facebook, then this is the priority that it should be in. Facebook marketing, whatever you do, right? Feed, stories, videos, live, all that good stuff. Then by priority, Instagram stories, Instagram feed, so your square pictures, then Instagram TV. That would be my last recommendation in terms of where you should market. You're just gonna get more bang for your buck on stories in your feed. Now that may change. It is January 16th, 2019. That may change 3 weeks from now. So be fluid, don't be stuck to your DMO forever, but make sure that you are keeping up with the times on what's hot. And Facebook stories are hot too. Facebook owns Instagram and they see that people are, I get sucked in. I get most of my, daily interaction on Instagram on stories, and Facebook sees that and they're trying to replicate that for the people who aren't on the Instagram platform. So they're prioritizing stories on Facebook in a way that they weren't before, which is pretty cool. Okay guys, thank you so much. I'm so glad that you enjoyed this. Glad you enjoyed this topic. A couple things. Number 1, if you would like to work with me personally on Instagram, right now, the only way I'm working is with the people who are partnered up with me in business. I hate to be a Debbie Downer on that. It's just the way it is. Like I said, my time is super valuable, and so that is where I'm prioritizing it, is to grow my business and the people who I am partnered up in business with. So of course, if you are interested in that, please reach out to me. But if not, and you are happy in your own business, which many of you, if not most of you are, then I would say get on my email list on SorayaGoddard.com, because I am going to launch a beta Instagram course that you guys are going to help me design. I'm going to basically design a course where I answer all of your questions and you get everything taken care of, and that's going to launch in February. So if you want to be one of the first people on that list, because I'm only going to take a couple students, because I'm really going to dive in deep, then you need to get on my email list so you can figure out when that is dropping. All right, guys, SorayaGoddard.com. Go opt into anything, something over there and get some extra value. I've got a topic. I've got a PDF of 50 Facebook Live topics. If you're in the health and wellness, industry or niche, that is always good for inspiration. Those could be blog post titles, Facebook Live titles, Instagram Live titles, everything like that. So that's a great one to go snag. Okay, guys, I gotta go. I'm so glad that you guys love this. Thank you so much for your feedback. And I will, I'll do this. I'll promise you guys I'll be back tomorrow with more Instagram training, okay? So stay tuned. Bye.